KFMB-TV, San Diego.
Let's see, it was a big, big weekend for Jerry G. He gained 3.5 pounds over the weekend.
That was last weekend, of course. I'm a little nervous. Kathy and I and our respective husbands and wives went to the opening for the San Diego Symphony last night of that new Abbey restaurant.
Oh, the Abbey. Oh,
beautiful
it's wonderful.
Place. Old church at 5th and Olive. They had food. I mean,
they
I couldn't
had
resist.
so much food. And it was terrible going on a public diet like you're going
Everybody
on.
there's, how's it on a diet? I'm eating food and stuffing my face. I'm doing really good, thank you. It was very embarrassing.
It was embarrassing. You know what Jerry said last night? I'm going to tell him. He said, when we weigh tomorrow, let's cheat a pound.
I said that, but of course I would never do it. You know, it's just a figure of speech in a wild moment of abandonment. I had
but you don't have to,
piece of
Jerry.
chocolate
You've
cake
lost
in
a pound and a half.
I've lost a pound and a half. All right,
down
come on.
to 5.5 pounds. Very good.
Thank you, thank you. I need your help because we're raising money for the Easter Seal Society by doing what a lot of people have done. I'm worth over $50 a pound right now, including $25 a pound pledged by Homer Formby, the furniture king who was here. All we need is your name, address, and phone number, and how much per pound do you want to pledge to my 21-pound weight loss. Money goes to Easter Seals. Don't send the money. Just tell us how much per pound you want to pledge and your name, address, and phone number. Send a card to the address you see, BBB, Easter Seals, 8001 Frost Street, San Diego, 92123. That's the Bishop Blubber Brigade. We're going to talk about blubber today.
And how to avoid it. We have 2 diet cookbook authors with us today, both of which I'm pretty excited about. And I'm going to keep you out of the kitchen. I'm going to help you with your diet.
Can I go cook?
No, I'm going to do it because it's chicken
By the way,
Kiev.
we should tell them that Pat Boone is due here today on Sun Up San Diego.
Because of the Isuzu Golf
the
Classic.
Isuzu Golf Tournament, right? So he'll be here, but go in the kitchen and I'll stand here and salivate.
All right. Enjoy. Sheila Kaufman is our first guest author. She is one of the most innovative cookbook authors in the country. I haven't had a chance to say hello to you yet. Hi. I have your Fearless Fussless cookbook, and I understand you have another one, Easy Elegant Ways to Cooking.
Easy Ways to Elegant Cooking.
And now you've entered the diet field.
I entered the diet field out of necessity. When I wrote Sheila's Fearless Fussless Cookbook, I gained 13 pounds from testing all the desserts.
No.
And I can't stick to diets, and I won't give up sweets, and I had a terrible time. So.
But I understand this recipe is chicken Kiev, which I know is not one of your leading diet recipes.
All right, what I did was I didn't want to give up good eating. That was the first thing. I had to have a diet where I could have good food. So I went through and picked some of my favorite recipes and tried to decide what I could do to get rid of the calories. And came up with a diet which enabled me to lose the 13 pounds and entertain with people not knowing that they were eating diet food.
The information says you're one of the leading exponents of the new Walden Farms compensation diet.
Right. What it is was I found out that most of the calories in food come from butter, cream, oil, and other really fatty things that you cook in. So what I decided to do was get rid of those calories, and I could have those calories for dessert once a week or twice a week if I wanted to cheat. So I decided that I would cook with salad dressings, which have almost no oil in them whatsoever.
I see.
And in the case of the chicken Kiev, what I've done was instead of using a butter, tarragon garlic butter inside of the chicken, I froze the Walden's reduced calorie blue cheese dressing.
So it was hard.
Yes, and then sliced it like little pieces of butter. And that's what's going to go in the center of the chicken Kiev.
Oh, well, let's do it.
Okay.
I'll move this over here.
Can I just tell the viewers if they want to get a paper and pencil for later on, they're going to be able to write in for all the recipes, plus there's a free coupon for a free bottle of dressing so they can start trying the stuff that they
Absolutely
want.
not. You can't tell them
Okay.
that. So let's move on.
What we're going to do, we're going to have you beat these egg whites. Now, egg whites are not fattening. Usually you dip in egg yolks. And we're going to take pieces of chicken, and the skin has been removed. These are the breasts. And we're putting the little pieces of the frozen blue cheese dressing inside. And we're going to toothpick it closed. And you can make them any little shape you want. I usually end up with about a zillion toothpicks because I'm very clumsy. And then instead of dipping in breadcrumbs and flour, We're going to dip this in your beaten egg whites.
Is that beaten enough?
Well, it'll do. You can't ruin this, honestly. You can't ruin any of my
can't ruin
recipes.
it?
That's why it's Fearless Fuzzless.
Now, what have we here?
Now, I put a corn nutria cereal in the food processor, but some people use Melba toast. You can use any cereal or diet bread that you want. And you
Okay.
just make crumbs. And then you just
I would
going
imagine
to
it's
roll
important to make sure it's not something that's got sugar in it.
Yes. Oh, there's a whole controversy going on again back east, and I finally heard it on the news last night about the government and the NutraSweet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're going to pull it off the market.
Oh, no.
And if you have time, you would chill this now in the refrigerator so that when we go to saute it, the crumbs wouldn't fall off. And that's all there really is to it. Once you've cooked it, you can freeze the whole dish, and then you would take it from the freezer frozen, put it in the oven, and that's it. As soon as it's warm again, you can eat.
That's wonderful. And one of the things I love about chicken Kiev, when you cut into it,
It's going to spurt out.
the butter spurts
Right,
out,
so-
except this time it'll be the blue cheese dressing.
Right, it's not going to
spurts out.
spurt as much as the butter would, but it'll spurt.
Just that simple.
This is
Now,
one of
these
my
are just,
messier
you'll just
recipes.
use breasts, basically.
Just the breast. Now, there's another way that you can do this that I'm going to show you. You try and cover up the blue cheese so that it doesn't get out.
Yeah, you have to pinch the edges. I imagine that's the trickiest part.
Well, the chicken is so flexible and pliable. That's what makes it really so great to work with. And then again, if you'll chill it for a couple minutes.
Just stick it in there.
Yeah, now I have a pan that I've put on. Now we're going to cook it in a very low cholesterol.
Okay,
Corn oil.
saute also brings to mind
You could put it right there. Right.
visions of butter and extra
Right.
calories.
That's what people usually cook in, is butter and lots of extra calories. Let me just shake my excess crumbs off here. Another possible way to do this, if you don't want to saute, is to take a whole chicken and very carefully, if you run your finger between the skin and the meat, all the way around here, you can then break off little pieces of the fake chicken Kiev butter and poke it in. And then just put this in a roasting pan, broil it. And then I brush the top of it. I'll let you pour a little drop of that on here for me.
Okay, now this is the
This
like
is
an
the Diet
dressing.
Italian, and this has all the spices in it. Right. And you would just brush your chicken, and it'll get it beautifully browned just by using that. This dressing also is a great marinade. I've used it on lots of seafood. And then you just put this in the roasting pan and put it in your microwave or put it, you know, in a cake pan, whatever you use.
Interesting. All right.
And here, in this way, you don't have the crumbs. Now, whether you eat the skin or not is up to you.
Oh, now I
Because
understand
some
the
people on
skin
diets
is the
will
most
not,
fattening
that's right,
part.
it's the most fattening part. But to cook with it, it'll seal in the flavor, and then you can throw it away.
Take this, give it to the puppy dog, and you stay nice
It's very
and thin.
good for the puppy dog. Okay.
He'll have a shiny coat, and you can be nice and
That's
svelte.
right. No waste. No food waste.
And
But
no
chicken
waste.
is one of the best foods to diet with. There's so much you can do with it. Another thing is just to take and brush the chicken breasts with the dressing and stick them in the broiler for not even 5 minutes, turn them once.
Okay, and then how long would we have to cook these?
We're going to turn this 3 times, and it'll probably take maybe 8 minutes, and then
8
it's
minutes.
finished. And then when
Okay.
it's completely cool, we'll wrap it up in tin foil or throw it in a baggie and throw it in the freezer. If you put anything in a baggie or in wrap that's even slightly warm, what happens is you get condensation, so it rains on the food, and then the rain freezes as ice crystals, and then you get mushy food, and people say, ugh, frozen food stinks. You know, I don't want it.
All right, if you'd like a whole packet of free recipes, all you have to do is copy down this address and send it to Walden Farms Recipes, P.O. Box 1398, Clifton, New Jersey, 07015. Do they need to include a self-addressed stamped envelope or anything?
If they want to, it's optional.
Optional? Well, then
People
what?
there are pretty nice, so.
Well, it'd be nice if you would include a self-addressed stamped envelope. And we're going to let these cook. Now, I went on a diet several years ago, the Scarsdale Medical Diet.
Right.
And I had a really successful
Is that
time.
the water? We have to drink all that water?
No, that's a different one. But this one, what I was surprised was in the diet book, in the book that tells you how to go on the diet, there were these wonderful recipes. And one of the recipes was chicken Sam. The man who originated that recipe is right here in our studio. His name is Samm
I love
Sinclair
chicken.
Baker. He's got his own cookbook, and we're going to talk
Maybe we
with
can
him.
swap chicken recipes.
We're going to have that opportunity right after this word, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
You can move in beauty and elegance in a quality fur from Graf's. Come into Graf's today and have your own fashion show. Try on several of the outstanding furs now on sale from Graff's regular collection. Graff's Furs in Fashion Valley, where a fabulous January fur sale awaits you. Graff's Furs in Fashion Valley, San Diego's trusted furrier since 1929.
Chapstick is going to the Olympics. That means 100-mile-an-hour winds, freezing temperatures. How can Olympic athletes save their lips from the cold?
My lips are sealed with chapstick.
What does it take to win against weather this rough?
My lips are sealed with chapstick.
Chapstick Lip Balm seals lips against chapping, drying, and cracking. Don't seal your lips with anything less.
My lips are sealed with chapstick.
Hi, I'm Jacques Perrault, here to show you the difference between new Splendor and these leading shampoos. You see, shampooing causes friction, which can destroy the cuticle, your hair's natural protective covering. And then the beauty of your hair is washed away. Look at the rinse water. You can see the broken cuticles. But new Splendor is the hair defense shampoo. It helps protect the cuticle. Protects the cuticle better to bring out your hair's natural shine and manageability. Splendor's extra rich lather even feels different. Splendor works to cushion your hair from the friction of shampooing and to defend the cuticle from damage. Splendor leaves your hair healthy looking and shining. And there's a Splendor brush with its patented ball-tipped bristles. Tests show it actually reduced splits and breaks by 40%. Splendor shampoo and brush for naturally shining, healthy looking hair. Beautiful. Use Splendor. Splendor is hair defense.
A couple of years ago, I interviewed a guy named Dr. Stillman, okay? He had the Hot Diet book. One of the best-selling diet books of all time, as a matter of fact, was the Stillman Diet. Drink a lot of water. That's the way he talked. Drink a lot of water. And I said to him at that time, I said, Doctor, am I built okay? And he said, you're too fat. I'm 6'2", all right? And you should weigh 165. That is the way he talked, isn't it?
Yes,
yes. Good impression of him?
Wonderful guy.
The co-author of the Stillman Diet is Samm Sinclair Baker. He is also the co-author with Dr. Herman Tarnower, the late Dr. Tarnower, of the Scarsdale Diet, and has become in the process a diet expert himself. I want to tell you the story, though. I said, Dr. Stillman, I said, I can carry over 200 pounds because I'm big-boned. And he said, bones, schmones, we all got the same bones. Doesn't matter, you know, from bones, right? Is that bone structure thing meaningful at all?
No, you see, people get too complicated about diet. The purpose of the delicious quick trim diet is, it's not a cookbook, incidentally. It's to help you lose weight. And my function is to make it clear and simple. My concern is to help everybody watching who wants to lose weight, if you want to lose some weight, how to do it. Go on this, do it deliciously, do it enjoyably.
I want to talk about those myths, though. First of all, the big boned thing. Does that?
No, I'll tell you. There's one rule Dr. Stillman and I had. We worked out that years back, and that was just from experience. That when somebody said, "Well, all I have to do is lose 5 pounds," we said to each other, 15. When somebody said, "Well, I'm only 10 pounds overweight," they're 20 to 25 pounds overweight.
Look at me. How overweight am I?
Well, you're a very handsome fellow.
Oh, I wasn't fishing, no, but how overweight am I? I mean, we all know I'm a very handsome fellow, right? There's no doubt about that.
If I were you, I'd take off 10 pounds.
10, okay.
Yeah.
I'm shooting for, I'm at 205.5 now. I'm shooting for 190, so I'm shooting for 15.
Right.
Does that make sense to go for a little more than you really want to land up?
One thing I see in writing 7 diet books, I learn a lot, mostly entirely from the people who write in, the people I meet on shows and so forth. And this is a personal choice diet. No more of the hard line you find in every diet book in the past, which is you should weigh, as Stillman said, 165 or something like that.
Yeah.
You pick your weight. Now, if a woman is 5'3", according to the charts, and we have the charts in the book so you can follow them if you want to, she should weigh 106 to 117. But if she says...
That's quite a variance, though.
We give you a wide variance because it doesn't matter that much. People are too concerned about the elementals of bones and everything else. Just get that weight off. If she says, well, I look better at 120 or 125, my face is a little fuller and so on, I feel better, we say, that's the weight you should go for.
Give me a thumbnail description of what the Delicious Quick Trim Diet is all about. It says lose a pound a day deliciously. Now, diet food's not supposed to be delicious.
Well, this is delicious, and the reason it is that I wrote it with Sylvia Scher, who is an internationally known food authority with her own business, her own kitchens, and so forth. The proof is, and I ask everyone, go to a bookstore, look at the book, you don't have to buy it, copy down one of the recipes. Women who know food can look at the recipes and say, hey, that's great.
What's different about your recipes?
They're low calorie, and you dispense with the calories without dispensing with the taste.
You've got some gourmet sounding with strawberry mousse and linguine.
Right.
I mean, nothing sounds slimming there.
This is a sound foundation. When we wrote the Scarsdale Diet, Dr. Tarnower and I insisted on including a gourmet diet as a subsidiary diet. We got over 100,000 letters from women particularly who said, we love the recipes in there, we love the gourmet diet. Deliciousness is a difference. So I said to them, hi, the next book has to be Delicious Diet.
Let me stop you here and talk about the late Dr. Tarnower. That was one of the most sensational crimes in the last decade. Jean Harris, was she, when you were working with Dr. Tarnower, always around? Were you aware of her?
No, I met Jean Harris 2 weeks after I met Dr. Tarnower. He invited us to dinner. My wife Natalie works with me on my books, and he said, I want to meet her and I want to know you better. We went to a dinner party. I met a woman named Jean Harris.
She was there as his date that night? Or
I didn't know who she was. There were a dozen people. I was introduced.
She was just part of the crowd.
And I went up to 3 women who were standing there, and I joined them. And I saw this woman, and she turned me off for one reason. The one person I can't stand in this world is the better than person, whose attitude is, I'm better than you, I'm better than you, I'm better than you. And that was Jean Harris. The way she stood, the way she talked, and so forth. So I went away from her, had nothing to do with her during the entire book. So I cannot speak against her personally, because I met her, but I don't know her.
You just had one negative impression of her, obviously.
Right, and something within me said, stay away from this woman.
Were you totally shocked by what happened?
Absolutely. I was shaving that morning. 7 o'clock news came on. Dr. Tarnower, co-author of the Scarsdale Diet, was shot and killed last night. I dropped the shaver into a million pieces. I've been in shock since. I dedicated this book to Hal Tarnower, and what I think of him is apparent here. Dedicated to Herman Tarnower, M.D., distinguished physician, cultured gentleman, caring friend. And that's what he was.
Your diet expertise, again, has come from working with he and with Dr. Stillman as well. There's some things that we put into our mouths, and when we do, we know we shouldn't. The white flours, the white sugars, the red meats. Why do we do it if we know the things that are wrong to eat?
Well, mostly because we don't know there are alternatives that we can enjoy. I say just follow the guidelines in here and don't think about anything. Now, it's so easy eating out or at home when you follow the DD guidelines
I think we just burned out a light. I hope that's what happened. Is that what happened? Yeah. Okay,
when you follow these DD guidelines, for example, I'll give you a concrete example. I don't want to talk in generalities because this can apply to you. I'm traveling city by city. On last Monday, I was in Philadelphia with a newspaper man being interviewed at a fine restaurant. We were having dinner. The waiter says the catch of the day is broiled scrod, out of this world.
Sounds great.
Comes with broccoli, hollandaise sauce. So we both ordered it. I said to the waiter, have mine made broiled dry, a little white wine so it's moist and not alcoholic. Leave off the hollandaise and broccoli, leave off the béarnaise sauce, which is fancy French for butter, from the fish. My friend had it the regular way. When it came, I took out of my pocket one of the herb seasoning mixes, which is simple recipes in the book. Anybody can put it together. And I sprinkled it on the fish, on the broccoli. I had some lemon wedges. I sprinkled on the fish, on the broccoli. Got a little, asked for a little vinegar, a few drops on the fish. I ate it. Darryl, my friend, was looking at mine while he was slopping away this stuff. And he said, hey, that looks better than mine. I said, taste it. And he tasted it. He said, that's delicious. I can taste the fish, I can taste the broccoli instead of all the gunk. I said, sure, it's better, it tastes better, and it's 650 calories less than what you're eating.
Very good food with a lot of sauce. The delicious quick trim diet, there's an awful lot in there we didn't get to talk to, including a couple of one-day quickie diets. If we have time later in the show, I'll tell you about one of them. But Samm Sinclair Baker, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. One flash I can give you is that James Beard just said this is the best diet book and the best diet recipe.
Coming from a cooking authority like him, that's a great compliment. There is more on Sun Up San Diego. We'll tell you what it is 2 minutes from right now, but Pat Boone is coming up later on today, so stay with us.
In 1983, independent price surveys proved Gemco's food prices were the lowest overall. In 1984, Gemco's commitment is to stay the lowest price supermarket by offering you the lowest overall food prices day in and day out. The lowest price supermarket in 83 is committed to giving you even greater savings in 84. This year, when it comes to food prices, Gemco's commitment is to stay at the bottom.
Hi, welcome to the world of Lloyd's, where something special is happening right now.
You're invited to Lloyd's 39th annual winter sale. Discover store-wide savings on the finest from Drexel Heritage, Baker, and Henredon. The look that you deserve is very affordable now during Lloyd's winter sale.
Lloyd's, something for all of us. Nice to come home to.
The Roadway Inn restaurant is a name to remember for fine food. Now featuring a soup and salad bar, plus a fabulous country buffet with up to 5 hot entrees every day. In fact, all you can eat for only $5.50. The perfect place for family dining. Wait until you try the fantastic salad bar. Truly fine food prepared by a great chef. Located on the main floor of the Roadway Inn at Rosecrans and Nimitz Boulevard in Point Loma.
Hi, I'm Joan Embry. Being the San Diego Zoo's ambassador keeps me busy each day working with animals and people. I'm proud to be the 1984 Campfire Boys and Girls Chairperson. In January and February, Campfire kids from first grade through high school will be selling candy and nuts. The money raised will be used for camping programs and other year-round activities. Watch for them and support San Diego County youth.
If you had to name this dog, this is our Sun Up Pet of the Week, what would you call him? Something like Scruffy, Scampy, right? No, he likes those names. His name is Goliath. Whoa, easy, Goliath. Steady. Doesn't like the name Goliath, right? Maybe you can change it if you adopt him as the guy who lives in your house, our little terrier mix male. Oh, he's 4 months old, and he's our Sun Up puppy dog of the week, and he'd love to live in your place. From the San Diego Humane Society, just give them a call at 299-7012. He's looking over there at the beautiful young lady who brought him from the Humane Society. So I'll tell you what, if I put Goliath down on the table, let's see where he will go. I'm going to have a wide shot here to see, all right? Bet he goes right to Mom. There he goes. Cute. This is Wednesday, January the 25th. Really kind of a boring day. No big birthdays today, nothing. The only highlight historically is that on this date in 1945, Grand Rapids, Michigan became the first city in America to fluoridate its water. Wow. Obvious communist plot there, right? BBB, the Bishop Blubber Brigade. Again, we need your help. Please send a pledge. We're over $50 a pound right now. We'll show the address later on in the show. Tomorrow on Sun Up, it's not going to be easy to diet. Wally Famous Amos, the chocolate chip cookie king, will be here. And everybody who comes down to the show, you call us at 9 o'clock if you want to be part of our audience, gets a cookie. Right. Maybe 2, who knows? But, you know, they're little chocolate chip cookies. On Friday, you'll meet Gordon Jump, who is the big guy from WKRP. And later on in the show today, the one and only Pat Boone will be in this studio live on Sun Up San Diego. Right now, Kathi Diamant talks about the one and only Ronald Reagan and his State of the Union address tonight. Kathi?
Thank you, Jerry. President Reagan will be delivering his 4th State of the Union address to Congress tonight, which you can hear live on Channel 8 at 6 p.m. The speech is expected to be an upbeat review of the president's re-election announcement this weekend. But as Jacqueline Adams reports, even before the speech, the president is facing a revolt over the Marines in Beirut.
An increasingly skittish Congress is anxiously awaiting President Reagan's comments tonight on Lebanon. Yesterday, Middle East envoy Donald Rumsfeld tried to halt the growing sentiment for pulling the Marines out. After what he called a real hard-nosed conversation, Speaker Thomas O'Neill was unmoved.
The sad commentary is that we feel that there has been no changes and, if anything, a deterioration. It's the great problem facing the nation right now.
But congressional Republicans bought the Rumsfeld message.
The Democrats have no issue on the domestic scene anymore and have now concentrated their guns, knowing, putting their, finger to the wind and sensing that public opinion polls on this frustration with respect to Lebanon.
It'll be up to the president to win over the rank and file, whose constituents over the holiday break convinced many that the Marines should come home.
I voted for and spoke for the authorization for the president to keep the Marines in Lebanon for up to 18 months. In my judgment, circumstances have considerably changed.
The president has successfully sold his views to Congress before, but on the issue of Marines in Lebanon, even Republicans are saying it won't be easy. Jacqueline Adams, CBS News on Capitol Hill.
Arson is being blamed for yet another garage fire in Claremont early this morning. The fire had engulfed a garage in the 4400 block of Mount Everest when a man walking by alerted the 3 children sleeping in the house to the flames. Everyone escaped without injury, but the garage was destroyed, causing a total of $25,000 damage. The Metro Arson Strike Team was called in to investigate after a witness saw someone leave the area of the garage shortly after the fire broke out. Officials say they will have to complete their investigation before they know if the fire was set by the so-called Claremont arsonist, who has been blamed for a string of garage fires in the area. A search is being conducted for a potentially lethal drug that authorities fear may be being sold on the streets. The drug, sodium pentobarbital, was stolen from the East Vista Pet Clinic last week. Officials say a very small amount used improperly could kill within minutes. Poison control officials say the amount of the drug stolen could kill as many as 5 people if taken in small doses.
If it's taken in a large enough dosage, it could result in a coma or a cessation, stoppage of breathing, which, again, depending on the dose, could produce death very rapidly.
Sheriff's deputies say the drug could bring a high price on the streets. A new smog law, which takes effect in March, is causing some confusion. So the State Air Pollution Control Board has set up a new awareness program to prepare the public for the tighter regulations. News 8's Susan Lichtman reports on the new campaign.
The law that took effect with the new year requires cars pass a smog test every 2 years. The program, which begins in March, will cost the average car owner $15 if they pass. If they fail,
low emission service will likely be performed. The average cost of that service, based upon about 1 million cars up in the South Coast Air Basin, has been about $32. The maximum charge is $50.
that's assuming the vehicle hasn't been tampered with. If it has, the cost, whatever it takes to bring the car into compliance, will be borne by the car owner. Statistics indicate 15% of San Diego's car owners who've allegedly opted for better mileage over less smog fit into that category. But San Diegans aren't the only ones delinquent concerning emissions controls. A state report just released alleges the catalytic converters in up to 50% of the government vehicles inspected in the county, the cities of San Marcos and El Cajon, and with the U.S. Border Patrol were illegally tampered with.
I believe that governmental agencies should conduct themselves beyond reproach. Not all of them do all the time, apparently, and then this is one of those examples. I am pretty sure that they are going to be first given the opportunity within certain time periods to correct the deficiencies. If they are non-responsive, I believe that the Air Resources Board will take further action.
Swift action is expected by the smog certification program, which by 1987 is projected to cut pollution from inspected vehicles by 25%. Susan Lichtman, News 8.
And that's the news for this Wednesday morning. Still coming up on Sunup, we'll meet a man who says there's a Japanese conspiracy afoot to dominate industry. That and more. But first, here's a look at today's weather forecast. It will be fair through Thursday, except for some low morning clouds.
Pineapple, daring new food ideas with a familiar ring.
There's trouble on and off the set of The A-Team, perhaps TV's most explosive program. And you'll get a bang out of this week's People, where Mr. T and his co-stars tell their side of the mayhem. Next, People goes behind the scenes of those outrageous beer commercials. Then, did Lindsay Wagner's driving obsession break up her storybook marriage? Plus, Joanna Cassidy's sensational rescue by Buffalo Bill, a visit to the hottest new celebrity saloon, and much more. So pick up this week's People, for yourself or your family, with a revealing report on The A-Team.
1040, 1040A, and 1040EZ. What's a taxpayer to do?
Come to the Income Tax Service at Montgomery Ward. This year, if you qualify for the new Form 1040EZ, we'll prepare it for only $5. Or we'll prepare the form that serves you best. And if we make an error that results in your paying any interest or penalties, while we won't pay the additional tax due, we'll pay interest and penalties.
Let's get started.
Smart move. The Income Tax Service at Montgomery Ward.
Okay, guys, we got a big fire. Let's go.
Hudson and Bauer are learning firsthand about Cliff Albert's award-winning KFMB News Center.
Is he fast?
Fast and factual, while the news is still hot.
Definitely hot!
On San Diego's 76 KFMB, hear the news as if you're there.
I am here! Wow! Now, will you wait a minute?
The KFMB News Center.
Piece of cake.
With Hudson and Bauer.
He's not here.
Mornings on 76 KFMB.
Sony, Honda, Nikon, Seiko, Toyota, all of these Japanese names for different products have become household words. That doesn't bother most of us unless you're in an industry that's been harmed by the popularity of those products. Or if you're Marvin Wolfe, who's written a book called The Japanese Conspiracy, the plot to dominate industry worldwide. It sounds pretty ominous.
Well, it is ominous. What we've seen over the last 20 years is a steady flow of American technology developed at the cost of hundreds of billions of dollars across to Japan with very little technology coming back. Instead, coming back as products manufactured in Japan and jobs in Japan. In just the television industry alone, 70,000 American jobs are gone forever.
You have said that the American television industry, as it relates to the manufacturing of television sets, has been destroyed. There are still quite a few companies in this country that do manufacture television sets and who are successful and are making money.
Wrong. There are two American companies still in the television industry, General Electric and Zenith. If you look inside their television receivers, neither of those are made in the United States. Some are assembled here, but most of the components come from Japan, Taiwan, Korea. There is virtually no longer an American consumer television manufacturing industry.
Might that not be due to the fact that they are making a superior product in Japan, and that's why...
It's all American technology. Almost every color television set made in Japan involves a licensing agreement paid to RCA or General Electric or Zenith.
What it sounds to me is that the Japanese have outbeaten it at our own game, at capitalism.
Well, it's a sort of capitalism. It's a state-run capitalism. Let us say that the Japanese work very hard. They do. Let us say that they have good ideas, because they do. That isn't the whole story. Americans work hard too. The fact is that the Japanese industrialists have been supported by an enormous conspiracy involving their government. And they have received enormous subsidies, and they've taken advantage of our laws, and they have in fact often violated our laws. So it isn't accurate to say that they're better at it than we are. It just isn't true.
Well, they seem to have quite a few products. The cars, for example, in California, one out of every 3 cars is a Japanese or foreign make. Obviously, they're creating products that are good. Is it your contention that all of their products are thefts of American ingenuity?
Not thefts. There's a technology transfer. The Japanese automobile industry was created almost out of whole cloth by the Ministry of International Trade and Industry, a Japanese government bureaucracy, which protected the Japanese domestic car market, as it still does, against imports, and gave the Japanese manufacturers a hothouse environment that they could grow up in, kept foreign cars out. At the same time, American trade policy, which has always been to favor free trade, has allowed Japanese products in. The robots that Japan is famous for in their car factories, most of these are designed by General Motors. The first robots to come to Japan were built by General Motors. Now, surely our car industry has made mistakes along the way, but that isn't the whole story. The whole story is protectionism. The Japanese say one thing and do another. They do not allow our goods into the same access to their markets that we have given to their goods. And the proof of that is that in 1983, as in 1982, the balance of payment surplus in their favor was just over $21 billion.
How is the Japanese economy doing?
The Japanese economy is doing very well indeed. Unemployment never got below 2%.
Sounds pretty good. It sounds like they're doing it right and we could stand to learn from them.
Well, there are things that we could learn from them, but we're not allowed to operate cartels in this country. Japan has 487 legal cartels, and it has some that aren't legal, but they operate anyway.
Well, should we expect them to operate under our rules?
We should expect them to operate under the generally accepted rules of international trade. Now, what that means is if you have a trade barrier, you say it's a trade barrier, and if you don't have a trade barrier, if you say that there's not a trade barrier, then you don't find a bureaucratic way of erecting one. The Japanese have been famous and very effective in keeping goods out with invisible barriers by simply failing to enforce their own rules or by strictly enforcing other rules. For example, American tobacco products enjoy a tremendous cost advantage and a quality advantage over Japanese products because the tobacco grown in Japan is not very good. Yet the Japanese tobacco industry is a government monopoly, the salt and tobacco monopoly, and the distribution system for all cigarettes, pipe tobacco and so forth, is the same for domestic. When Americans made a lot of noise about why can't we sell you more of our tobacco products, the same people who run the government monopoly went around to all the distributors and they said, we don't want to see any signs advertising foreign cigarettes. We don't want to see foreign cigarettes stocked in vending machines. And if you don't play ball with them, they take away your license and you don't get to sell cigarettes.
It seems that the Japanese economy is doing very well. They're making a product that is obviously oftentimes superior to some of the things that you can buy that are made in this country. Certainly you wouldn't want Americans, or do you want Americans, to buy products that are inferior in order to support American industry?
I'm not advocating a boycott. I think a boycott would, first of all, not be effective. And secondly, it would place the onus on American consumers for what has essentially been a failure of American governments to implement a policy which is designed to make the Japanese trade fairly with us. A boycott is not going to be the answer to this. And besides, it's too late in some areas. You can't buy an American TV set anymore.
Well, obviously, if they had had a superior product, we would have been able to, right?
Wrong.
Wrong. That's the idea, I guess, behind the conspiracy, that there have been...
Starting in 1964, the Japanese television manufacturers conspired to fix prices in Japan for sets sold in this country and for sets sold in Japan. The prices that they were sold for in Japan were close to 3 times, between 2 and 3 times, the same value that they had been before the price-fixing conspiracy began. The extra profit allowed the Japanese manufacturers to sell the same sets in this country below their cost.
But they worked through an American company.
They worked through 80 American retailers.
So it's business. It's back to business. It's back to they were not doing it on their own. They were colluded by American business.
That's right. And as a matter of fact, you probably know that one of those American retailers, Sears, has been charged by the U.S. government quite recently with 12 counts of falsifying customs documents and 1 count of conspiracy.
Well, it's all in the Japanese conspiracy. Plot to dominate industry worldwide. You can read more about it. It's by Marvin Wolfe, and thank you for being our guest.
Nice to be here, Kathy.
And we will return with our special guest right after these words, so stay right where you are.
Body talk, body talk.
It's the way that you say that you love your body.
Body talk, body talk.
Drink RC100, 100, and make your
body talk.
RC100 is caffeine free, so 100% is what your body can be. What a taste, right in pace, really cool. You're no fool. It's the perfect libation for communication in.
Body talk, body talk.
Drink RC100, 100, and make your body talk. And regular and sugar free.
The world premiere edition of Walt Disney's Great Ice Odyssey is coming to the San Diego Sports Arena. Tuesday, January 31st is KFMB TV McDonald's Family Night opening performance. Save $2.50 per ticket with a special money-saving coupon available only at McDonald's. Plan now to share in the magic of Disney's Great Ice Odyssey and save $2.50 per ticket at KFMB McDonald's Family Night, Tuesday, January 31st at the San Diego Sports Arena. Hurry and get your money-saving coupons at participating McDonald's while supplies last. We'll see you there opening night, Tuesday, January 31st at 7:30 p.m. at the Sports Arena.
Come along and discover a magical wonderland of values at Valueland. Valueland is San Diego's headquarters for discount drapes and domestics.
What are domestics?
You'll find items like ready-to-hang drapes, bedspreads, curtains, linens, fashion fabrics, notions, and much more. Special things that little girls love at prices that are too marvelous to be real. Any place else but Valueland.
Just arrived, furniture throw covers only $7.99, values to $12.99 each.
On the next edition of Our Magazine, Gary Collins probes celebrity divorce.
Most women are frightened about being old, over the hill, abandoned, and not cared about. To start to resurrect a new personality and a new identity is scary.
Plus, helping your spouse survive unemployment. Dr. Rosenfeld's File, collectible art for under $100, and Bonnie Strauss on a penguin encounter on the next Our Magazine.
Watch Our Magazine, Wednesday at 3 on Channel 8.
Looking over the Spectator Guide for the 1984 Isuzu Andy Williams San Diego Open. Today, of course, the Celebrity Pro-Am. A lot of big names teeing off, some of them very soon. People like Bob Hope and Gerald Ford will be out there today at Torrey Pines. Glenn Campbell, Fred McMurray, Victor Mature, Charlie Pride. And one of the celebrities who's here every year, one of our very special guests on Sun Up San Diego, a warm San Diego welcome for the fabulous Pat Boone, everybody. Pat Boone. Pat Boone.
Excuse me, did you see a Titleist 2? A Titleist 2?
What?
A Titleist 2. I must have sliced it. I think I sliced a little.
You sliced a golf... Wait a minute. This is a television studio. We got lights, we got... You could hurt somebody slicing a golf ball in here. What are you doing about it?
Well, I think if I turn my hand over a little like this...
No. Hal Linden, everybody.
I am not Pat Boone.
I
am not Pat Boone. Yes, I heard. Pat had an early tee-off time. He's out playing away there.
Excuse me a second. We do have a phone call.
Probably from Pat Boone. He's on the third green. There's a telephone, I know, on the third hole.
Is there really?
Yes.
Hello?
Probably borrowed a dime from...
Are they hearing Pat? Is it? Yes? Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can everybody in the studio? Okay, we can hear you fine. On a day like today, April love is for the wop bop a loo mop a lop bop bop tutti frutti. Oh Rudy, you better come home, Speedy Gonzales. Listen, I'm doing this just to prove something to you. That guy's not Pat Boone.
Not by a long shot.
You're being set up. No, listen, that's
what happened to my white shoes?
Pat, I got to ask you, are you sitting in a hotel room up at Torrey Pines singing your songs to a phone?
I'm out on the golf course with my wrist TV, and I was watching you, and that guy's Barney Miller. You're going to be the next John DeLorean. This is a bust. I'm telling you, he thinks Sun Up is an amphetamine, and he's setting you up.
Did you watch the show? Were you watching and said, wait a minute, they're saying I'm there? And
Yes.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, and I heard you announcing I was going to be there, and I panicked because I just got in from Tampa in time to play. It was impossible for me to be there. I knew I'd been asked.
Pat?
Yes.
What were you doing in Tampa?
I was down there. No, it wasn't the Super Bowl. Everybody
Wasn't the Super Bowl.
He was the only one who would go.
The only one in Tampa, not for the Super Bowl.
Incredibly, I went down the day after the Super Bowl and was there for a...
That's my luck, too, you know?
I got down there and they said, wait a minute, the Super Bowl was yesterday. No, I was down there for a Easter Seal event and a Youth for Christ event, and enjoyed it thoroughly, but of course I arrived back just in time to play today. And when I heard that Jerry saying I was going to be there, I thought, oh my goodness, somebody has really crossed the wires.
What time do you tee off, Pat?
I tee off at 11.
Do you know who's in your foursome?
Yes, Scott Simpson.
Scott Simpson.
And I don't know who else.
Will you tee off about the same time?
No, I tee off after that. That's why I'm here.
Will you...
Mark File. Mark File, is that his name?
There are some superstars
that's a
out there,
fictitious
Pat.
name, by the way.
Have you run into any of the other celebrities out there this morning?
No, I really haven't, because I was just knocking around trying to get going here. It's really been a grueling few days. I was up in Huron, South Dakota, where the wind chill figured in. It was 70 below zero, and I haven't recovered from that.
That could really frost your backswing.
You talk about flies.
You know, the two of you guys, you and Pat, have something in common. You are both national chairman of a major charity. You're heavily involved with the March of Dimes.
Yes.
You just run their telethon. I know.
Yes, we're going to be doing another telethon this June, late June.
And Pat, of course, the national chairman for Easter Seals, and
Yeah.
will be hosting the telethon that we'll be doing here on Channel 8 at the end of March. So
I want you to know, just because you're sitting there with an extension of me anyway, stuck between your two faces, that man, you know how I feel about you, Jerry, but Hal Linden is not only the most talented guy, actor, singer, but really there's a wonderful heart beating there underneath that black sweater, even if he does try to pass himself off as Pat Boone.
No, you know what he's passing himself off as? Peter Marshall. Really, it says the Peter Marshall Golf Classic. What is it?
If he'd really been serious about passing himself off as me, he'd have had white shoes on.
That's what I was looking for, white shoes.
Too late. Hey, Pat, listen, we'll let you get
Pat's
back
cornered
to
the market and white shoes in all of America. There are no more left.
Pat, I hope to see you out at the tournament, because Sunup and our entire crew are going to be out there taping all day today. We'll be right at the, what location? Right at the putting green area.
I'll be there.
Will you come over and say hello?
I'll be there, and I just got to make it plain. Sunup is not an amphetamine.
Thank you.
Okay.
Pat Boone didn't even know the word amphetamine until a couple of weeks ago. Thank you, Pat.
You know, I think it's one of the things that should be said, because Pat, what was he doing in Tampa? He was there for the
Youth for Christ
Seals
and an
Youth
Easter
for Christ,
Seals event, right.
And March of Dimes is going to be running an event in December, I believe, a golf thing, and that's what we're here for.
Well, we're going to talk a lot. We got a lot of time to talk about today's golf classic out at Torrey Pines.
Because that's where I just want to make a point that's where it's the raising of charity funds is what brings the celebrities here, and hopefully the people out to Torrey Pines today.
And how? Why is it important for Hal Linden or Pat Boone or anybody in the business to devote as much time as they do to something that is, yes, necessary and yes, important? But why is it important to you? Not just March of Dimes, but I mean...
Yeah, I think you're talking, you're hitting personal places in a celebrity's life. We spend our time in front of the public. We earn good salaries dealing with the public, and we have the opportunity to bring a message a little larger than the entertainment message we normally bring. Not too many people have that opportunity.
You're right.
The torch is not passed to everybody. Not everyone is called. Not everyone has that chance. And if you have the chance and you take your time with yourself, you can become, you start to turn inside, start to turn in. So because you have the opportunity, I guess you have you got the
obligation.
You got the obligation.
Hal Linden, we'll be back with more on Sunup San Diego. Thank you very much, Pat. You want to say goodbye to Pat?
Bye, Pat.
Are you one of 2 million people in this nation who suffer from cataracts? I'm Art Linkletter with exciting information of a major medical advancement, a 20-minute computer-assisted treatment for the removal of cataracts. Dr. Dennis Brooks of San Diego's College Park Hospital is one of the pioneers of this procedure, designed to eliminate lengthy hospital stays and the wearing of thick cataract glasses or contact lenses. This book, written by Dr. Brooks, tells how he has successfully performed more than 10,000 cataract procedures. So you can be confident with his medical expertise in microsurgery, ultrasound, and lasers. If you or someone you love is suffering from cataracts, I urge you to call this toll-free number today for a free fact-filled brochure by Dr. Brooks. 1-800-523-3826. That's 1-800-523-3826.
Hey, what happened to your cereal?
Big Bear took it.
Oh, lucky bear, because that was malto meal. Smooth and creamy wheat, toasted malt, iron fortified. Good stuff, Maynard.
Can I have some?
Sure. But why don't you show me that bear first?
Are you sure you want to see it? Okay.
More Malta-Meal, please.
Maynard, close the door.
Malta-Meal hot cereal, a nice part of a nutritious breakfast.
There's no shortage of import cars at Pacific Datsun. I'm Jerry Deneen, General Manager of Pacific Datsun, and we have 1982, 83, and 84 Sentras coming out of our ears with more on the way, so we need to make room right now. All of these cars are on sale with nothing down. This 82 Sentra two-door, $159 a month and nothing down. We have 2 doors, 4 doors, wagons, automatics, 5 speeds, all on sale, all at Pacific Datsun, all with nothing down. Come in and do it today.
Where's Hal Linden tees off. In fact, he's getting teed off right now when we're talking about that. Tees off after 11 today out at Torrey Pines, along with a whole bevy of celebrities. Last year, you were in the Andy Williams.
Yes.
But nobody knew it. Do you know why nobody knew it?
I forgot why nobody knew it.
We have a freeze of a picture of you. That's Hal Linden, but you didn't have the mustache. That's when we interviewed you last year out there. Right? Was that a trip for you to take that off after so many years?
You know, oh, there you go.
That's the real Hal Linden.
Is that the real Hal Linden? I don't know. Last year, now that I recall, I was shooting a cable version of I Do, I Do, in which I started, it's a 50-year age span, and to be able to make the distinction, I took the mustache off and started much younger.
Did you do it backwards?
No, in sequence. You end up as a real old man looking like that again. Anyway, but I was seriously considering, we're on the verge of possibly doing something else, and I was...
A new series?
Well, I don't want to talk about it yet, but I mean, I was seriously considering taking the mustache off again.
Can we see it again?
Where's that picture
Can we have
again?
that again? Audience? We don't have a huge audience. Yes or no? Let me hear yes. Yes, mustache? No mustache?
Mustache.
I didn't ask the
mustache.
You want it with the mustache?
Yeah.
Do you feel
What
like a
is
different
that?
guy without it? Do you feel like a different person?
I'm starting to resent my mustache, as if that's the...
He's more than a mustache.
Yes, I'm more than a pretty mustache.
That's it. You're also a family man. Your daughter sings great. I saw her on...
Wasn't that wonderful?
The March of Dimes telethon.
No, that was the CP.
CP telethon. You were playing the clarinet, and she sings like...
She came into town. I want you to know she came into town Saturday night or Sunday morning. She's a student at the University of California, Davis, and came into town because I had said to her, if you want to do a number, come on, get a number ready. And she came into town, she didn't have an arrangement. She had the song, she didn't have an arrangement. And in the car, I got the idea of how to do the number. And we never rehearsed it. That was never rehearsed at all. We went in between, we had those little 10-minute breaks. We ran over to the piano player and said, all right, we're going to do it like this. I'll do that, you do that, and when you sing, I'll play it, and we'll do the whole thing.
Is that what she wants, or is singing just one of the things she does?
Well, singing is one of the things she does. I don't know what, I guess she hasn't really made a mind of what she's going to pursue, but she sings, I was very pleased at hearing her.
She's great. I was astounded. First of all, she's a lovely girl. How many kids are there?
4.
2 of each, right?
No, 3 girls and a boy. 3 beautiful girls and a pretty handsome boy.
And
ideal and good looking.
And a pretty
good looking
handsome
and
dad
big
too, right? Huh? Hal Linden, I thank you for dropping in and for subbing for Pat. You're a good sport and a heck of a guy.
I got to get white shoes.
See him today along with Bob Hope and Gerald Ford.
And it's such a beautiful day at Torrey Pines.
Isuzu,
Andy Williams.
2 years ago, 3 years ago, a lot of rain. Now, fantastic. This is the team. Oh, you missed it then.
Name the I can't say it all.
It's the Isuzu.
Isuzu.
It's
Isuzu.
Help us. Isuzu, Andy Williams.
San Diego Open.
And it starts today.
And they put that on your sweater. It starts here and it goes all the way around.
Well, we'll see you out there. Hal.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much for coming by. Back on Sun Up right after this. Tell you about tomorrow's show.
The next time you buy coffee, look for the symbol or the words that tell you it's 100% Colombian. Because if you don't pick your coffee as carefully as we do, you won't be drinking the richest coffee in the world.
Sid's is still selling carpet at old-time prices from a genuine barn. No gimmicks, no fancy fixtures, just first-quality carpet. Discontinued patterns and factory irregulars. You can see and select exactly what you're buying from their huge inventory. Installation and easy credit terms are available. Sid's, the home of carpets and rugs you can afford. 8th and Hoover in National City. Come on in and say hi.
Sid's is open and is offering special values on a new shipment of carpet from only $2.99 a yard.
Tidy Bowl, America's task force for cleaning toilets, has a new Tidy Bowl. A new double-action cleaning system that eliminates routine scrubbing. Each flush releases both cleaning and bleaching ingredients in scientifically measured amounts. New Tidy Bowl breaks the brushing habit. For every bowl, for every budget, count on Tidy Bowl, America's task force for cleaning toilets.
Really, Harold, try Kleenex Soft Tissues are softer.
Impossible.
Oh, try Kleenex Soft Tea.
No tissue softer than these. Are they really softer than mine?
Really?
See, only Soft Tea gets a special softness fiber for extra special softness.
They are softer. Where have you been hiding these?
When your nose needs the softest, Soft Tea tissues.
There he is. I thought his first name was Famous, but it really is
Wally
Amos.
Right.
He's got these cookies that are wonderful. He's also written a book, The Face That Launched 1,000 Chips. Now come on, one tiny little chocolate
not be
chip
tempted.
cookie.
No cookies will enter my mouth. Lips that have touched cookies will never touch them. I won't even look. Also tomorrow, Globetrotter Hallie Bryant from the Harlem Globetrotters will be here. Tax Assessor Gregory Smith of San Diego County, and a kangaroo. Almost went for it. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Pat Boone, wherever you are. Bye-bye.
That was mean. I'm sorry.
When you're away at college, your folks tell you to call home as often as you can. They want to hear everything. Then you hear about the big phone bills. Tell them to switch to Sprint. You know why? Sprint has these new volume discounts. You make more than $25 worth of calls a month, your savings get bigger. And that's just the beginning. Then you can call your folks and tell them absolutely everything. Well, not everything. Call Sprint. Find out about it.
Looks like everybody's moving double time, except us.
We Ora Wheat people go at our own slow pace.
We take 28 minutes to bake our honey wheat berry.
We take extra care with everything. That's why we use only high-protein flour.
And we don't just dip our wheat berries in honey. We soak them.
Slower's more delicious.
Slower's good for you.
So please, everybody, eat Ora Wheat honey wheat berry the way we bake it.
Slowly.
If you think all apple pies are basically the same, look again. See something special? That's a Mrs. Smith's natural juice pie. You can tell by the crust, so big and bumpy all over. But that's just the beginning. Wait till you get a peek at all those firm, warm apples baked in their own natural juice. That's not just pie. That's Mrs. Smith's natural juice pie. It's in a class by itself.
Dial 911 for emergency police assistance.
We have a little of everything on Sun Up Thursday morning. Hallie Bryant from the Harlem Globetrotters is going to be here to show us a few things.
Also, the county tax assessor, Gregory Smith, will be with us.
From the San Diego Zoo, a Savannah kangaroo, little poem.
And his name is Wally Amos. He has made a chocolate chip cookie famous. And Jerry G, how about just one little tiny itsy
I'm on a
bitsy
diet,
cookie?
but I'll smell it.
Join us. There's something for everyone on Thursday morning Sun Up San Diego. We're going to meet Hallie Bryant from the Globetrotters, the county tax assessor, Savannah. Meet Famous Amos Thursday on Sun Up San Diego.